College is a big blur of trying to decide what I am, who I was, and what was beautiful to me. I bounced around with different social groups. Ultimately, that's where I discovered makeup. Oddly enough, not to be beautiful, but actually to make myself look like a zombie or an old woman. I started in theater makeup. For an assignment, we had to do beauty makeup. And I saw myself all made up, I guess for the first real time then. And I was like, I could do this every day. This is not bad. And other people saw it and it became a part of my profession. People wanted me to make them look that way and I got really good at it. And then it got to a point where I never left the house without makeup. At that point, not really, it was an insecurity more than anything else. Because I realized how people treat me differently when I was all made up. Like I was always treated nicely. People saw me as beautiful, I guess, before. But when they saw me with makeup and with my hair all done, people treat you completely different. It was a good feeling. I mean, everyone knows that feeling when you're catching people's eye, you want that feeling. So it was kind of like, oh, well, without the makeup, I get it, but not as much. So why would I ever take it off? I'm really glad that now I've come to a point where I realize that I can go without makeup, where I can have my hair tied up and walk around and no one's gonna judge me. It doesn't make me ugly. If anything, it's just comfortable. I gained a lot of weight after college and I never really considered plus size modeling as a thing. I know that sounds weird, but I have a younger sister who is a model, a runway model, and the typical size and height of that. So I was always kind of compared. To hear about this whole industry of plus size modeling, I was like, yeah, okay. People suggested me for things and I was like, I guess I'll do it. I took a few pictures with a friend and it kind of just sparked into something greater. Young girls were sliding in my DM and telling me I inspire them and things of that nature. And it made me realize that we need to see more of that. We have to see more of that because so many people are hurting and just insecure in their own skin because they do see these things on the television of these perfect people and they're all photoshopped and none of it's real. And we need to see more people who look like us. And if we don't, you know, it makes us feel some type of way. It makes us feel like we're inadequate. When I made that discovery that plus size modeling was a legitimate lane and did have its own huge market, there's a huge whole community. This plus size community is huge and they welcome me with open arms, and it's such a beautiful thing to see other women really support each other. It's not cutthroat, it's not people underbiting each other, it's not crabs in a barrel, everybody trying to pull each other down. It's like, hey, let's do a shoot together, hey, let's go out for drinks, let's really hang out, let's really get to know each other, not just try to use each other and take opportunities from one another, because building each other is, I feel, what the community is all about. Really realizing that there was a space for me and a lane for me in that community has been a huge eye-opening experience. It has made me really look at my pictures and not be like, oh, well, I got this flab over here and my arms are too big. It's like, oh no, that's beautiful. Man, I should have showed a little more shoulder. I should have, you know, you got to get comfortable in your own skin and just be willing to take risk. And that has been a huge growth experience. So an issue has been, well, I can't play the leading lady or the ingenue, the love interest, because I don't fit with whoever they've cast as the male, or because I don't fit the typical view that or vision that the writer may have, which is typically someone who's just smaller. But they won't want me to play the person's best friend or sidekick because I'm pretty. So it's like you can't be prettier than the lead, but you can't be the lead because you're plus size. So thank you, nice to meet you. For a while, that was something that really bothered me. But now I was like, that's a great compliment. Like I'm too pretty to be your sidekick, and I appreciate that because I'm not anybody's sidekick. I have my own story to tell. I'm not going to reduce myself to somebody's comic relief when there's so much more I have to offer, and I am someone's love interest. I am what someone else wants to aspire to, so why should I degrade myself to being less than when in real life, Like, I can play all these roles. I can be your love interest, I can be your powerhouse woman, I can be a leading lady. So why was I automatically even considered for this sidekick role? I don't think that that was ever the reason why that was the automatic choice. It was like, oh yeah, and you can play this part. You can play Junquisha, who's the loud mouth with the big hair, who's always telling people off, because that is what people saw when they saw a plus size woman. But it's also degrading to not be considered someone worthy of playing that leading role, someone worthy of commanding the stage, and somebody worthy of the love and respect that typically the leading lady would deserve. Along this journey, I've now come to a space where it's, okay, you can see me for that, you can see me for this comedic role, you can see me for this sidekick, but that's not what I see me for. So I'm gonna create my own lane. The newest project I'm working on is creating a show where plus size women are the focus. We have love interests, we have sex scenes, we have relationships and family and people who want us and people who want to really show the world how important and special and beautiful we can be. And it's not taking anything away from small women or the typical beauty that we think of when we watch the television, but it's creating a lane where everyone feels equally appreciated and everyone can show that they're beautiful too. So that's I think where I'm at now in my journey of beauty, is not letting anyone else tell me where I can be and where I can stand and if I'm beautiful, but creating that dialogue, creating a platform where I can show the world what beauty is to me. Being able to give to others and not be completely obsessed with how I look and what people think about how I look, but being more concerned about what I can do for others and what I can give to the world. That's my definition. I am Nzinga Imani, and I am a different definition of beauty.